Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy General Bardock. We're back at Path of Exile 2, and I just want to go over some gripes I have in hopes that GGG can actually address these issues in this next update or in some upcoming hot patches or hot fixes or a small patch, just something. So before the patch drops, I thought it'd be the best to drop a video like this. Yeah, I've played this game quite a bit. All these characters can do T15 plus maps. Some can do endgame bosses for easy. Other ones struggle immensely due to balancing issues and my need to put restrictions on myself. So I just didn't trade after my first character because nobody got banned in the community for doing exploits and price fixing. So alright, let's just rapid fire off a bunch of stuff that I think needs to get patched in Path of Exile 2 for this game to be as good as it needs to be. So I do love the game. It's really fun. I have over 1,000 hours in this game. So that just goes to say how much I enjoyed playing this game, but there's just a lot of things in this game that make it incredibly aggravating to play. Let's just rapid fire. I have a huge list. None of them are actually like organized, so this is gonna be a bunch of random gripes that I've been writing down. We need more chances in maps or the ability to revive our teammates in group play. Why do we have the revive mechanic throughout the whole campaign in group play, and then when we get the maps, the revive mechanic just disappears, doesn't exist anymore? I don't understand. Evasion requires too much investment for it to be viable, in my opinion. It is the best that we have besides energy shield for defensive measures, but it needs to be 95%, to get that max. I think 75 should be the most that you need, honestly. We need more health boosting options besides gear, and honestly, the health numbers on the gear isn't even enough. Armor is still too weak. It relies on your shield too much. They're thinking that you're gonna be able to click the shield block button faster than the monsters can attack. That's just not real. Okay? There is no hit recovery mechanic in this game or an anti-flitch mechanic. It makes it incredibly difficult for melee characters who actually play this game. Dodge roll is entirely too slow. It needs to be faster. Not faster than when you're running, but it needs to be a faster response to move out of the way of something and make the recovery time after a little bit slower. But the activation of dodge needs to be faster. Dodge roll has a lot of glitches with multiple characters. It needs to be addressed. It bugs characters' attacks. You have to roll again to actually be able to attack sometimes with some characters. Monsters abuse surroundings way too easily. And also, monsters can predict your movement with range attacks, so if you roll to an area to dodge an attack, they're pre-shooting to that area. Bosses are entirely too strong. The damage needs to be versus player health percentage, in my opinion, but I'm fine with one-shot mechanics as long as the one-shot mechanic is clearly, shown, and you know you need to dodge this attack. Is not telegraphed enough. Glass blower's drop rate is horrendous. Right? It's so hard. I only have one potion that's quality 20. That's how bad it is. Okay? And I have 1,000 hours in the game. Player resists need to be buffed. You shouldn't have to have 80% resist to survive one boss's elemental attack, or one strong rare's elemental attack. But that just goes to equating to how much health a character could have, really, honestly. But resistances should do more, in my opinion. Lost experience on death is entirely too much. You can't recover your body, so I think 10% is entirely too much. Maybe 5%. Or maybe after you die 3 times, you lose 10%. Something like that. I don't know. Figure it out. Skills are far too imbalanced. Literally, there's 5 good skills on each character that are good, and everything else is just garbage, or it's too slow, or it makes you jump backwards. It's just, awkward to use. Bad. Breaches cause entirely too much lag. I think it's the purple on the ground. Everything's changing to a purple hue. So it's changing the colors of all the stuff on the ground as well as all these monsters spawning. How about you just get rid of the moving circle and just change everything to purple, right? And then monsters just spawn. Kind of like how Diablo 2 did Terra Zone. The circle moving is cool, it looks cool, causes too much lag though. Minions cause entirely too much lag. We need to be able to make it so minions can be transparent. Something. Other games have done this. Other players' skills cause entirely too much visual clutter. We need to be able to make other players' skills transparent, right? That would help out with people dying too easily in maps or in group play. Also, in group play, there is no ping display on the party menu, so you can literally join somebody from Asia and you don't even know until you like are in the party. It's kind of dumb. High level items still roll T1 and T3 mods too often, not tier 1 and PoE, tier 1 and PoE 2. Like, you have a level 80 item level 80, right? The item level of the item is 80, and you roll plus 10 mana on it. Bruh, are you kidding me? Crafting is also way too RNG based. It's literally not crafting. This game honestly has the worst crafting system out of any RPG. In my opinion, even Diablo 2 has a better crafting system than this game, because in Diablo 2, you make certain types of items that have certain types of rolls no matter what, and then everything else gets added on top of those rolls. You know, it has a pool, but it always has these rolls no matter what. That needs to be addressed. Rituals need more strict placement parameters. You could literally have a ritual against the wall and then have like 20 rocks and 5 trees in there, and you have one little tiny area to spawn, and guess what spawns right on top of you? The tornado. So bad. Builds rely on freeze, shock, and stun mechanics entirely too much. It shouldn't be like that. I don't think. You should have to CC literally everything to be able to have a viable build. Like, not every build should have to be a CC build. There should be a build that is for CCs. Like, I don't understand. Having a CC is good for defensive. The whole build shouldn't rely around that. Characters turn entirely too slow. What I mean is, if you're attacking something on the left and you click on the right really fast and your skill casts a little slow, you just shot in a random direction and it hit nothing, and you wasted all of your mana, and the monster that was running at your right is probably hitting you now. So bad. Characters' turning speed shouldn't rely on movement speed. Stats on gear needs buffed. Like, all the stat values on the gear are entirely too low in my opinion, or it just allows way too low of rolls on higher tier gear. Something needs to give. Omens are too rare. They need to drop everywhere in the world, but have a higher chance to drop in ritual. Okay? Same with distills. They drop everywhere in the world, but have a low rate of dropping everywhere in the world, but have a higher, like almost guaranteed rate to drop in the delirium, you know? Combining jeweler's orbs. Why can't we do this? I have like 50 million lessers. I need to make in raiders. I need to make them in the perfects. Why can't we do this? I don't know. Item level should determine the lowest roll possible on your gear if you're crafting. Like, let's say you have level 80 item, then tier 4 should be the lowest you can roll, or tier 5, you know. It shouldn't go all the way down to a level 5 roll. You know, if it's a level 5 roll and a level 80 item, it's completely worthless. Ability to turn off ally attack animation. Already said that earlier, but we need to address this again. Please, GGG. Please. Drop allocation in party is so bad. And you wonder why when people are running parties, they're like, my drops, your experience. Because when you're a party leader, I've experienced this personally. When I run parties and I'm the leader, I get absolutely no drops. Everyone else is getting all the divines and exalteds, you know, and chaos orbs, and I get a white base item and then a transmutation orb, like, here you go, or a lesser jeweler's orb. Like, bruh, It doesn't make sense. I think gear and currency needs to be in a total separate allocation pool when considering drops for party play. Please address these changes, GGG. Please. And that's gonna be the video, short and sweet. Waiting for the patch to drop, and I'm gonna see what GGG does, and I'm probably gonna start playing again. Thanks for watching the video. Catch you on the next one.